Fishermen hold up strange creatures no one would have believed if it wasn't caught on camera. Whether it's a humanoid fish or different bizarre animals.
What is that? What is happening?
These shocking captures are pretty unbelievable. It started like any other fishing trip, where the fishermen were trying for a good catch, but what they caught was not a fish. It was an unknown creature with dark gray skin and big fins, but it was its mouth that made it look even more strange. They tried to identify it by closely looking at its appearance, but could not recognize the creature. So they just filmed it and let it slip back into the sea. Woman versus giant. We are used to seeing seasoned fishermen land giant catches, but this time, it was a woman who stole the spotlight. In this clip, she reeled in a massive bluefin tuna all by herself. The fish was huge, bigger than her size, yet she pulled it aboard like a pro. Once it flopped onto the deck, her face showed a mix of joy and disbelief. Devil entity. While sorting through his deep-sea catches, Russian fisherman Roman Fedortsov found something that made even him pause. This was a bizarre, devilish-looking fish with bulging eyeballs, a strange pout, and a thin tail. Roman, who spent decades hauling up unusual creatures, had never come across something as bizarre as this, so he shared it online. Viewers were quick to react, and some called it a deep-sea devil, while others said the bulging eyes were likely from rapid pressure change. Unfortunately, its real identity remains a mystery. False claim. The upcoming clip is a reminder that not everything that amazes you online is as magical as it seems. This man proudly claimed he had caught a glowing electric eel, one that lit up like a tube light. In his video, the creature shimmered with a bright bluish glow as he moved it side to side. Viewers were amazed, calling it the wonder of nature. But the truth came out soon after. Another fisherman pointed out that this wasn't an electric eel at all. It was just a ribbon fish. Its naturally shiny silver skin had simply reflected the beam of a blue flashlight, creating the glowing illusion. It was a clever trick of light, not nature. Ocean illusion. A mermaid? That's exactly what it looked like. This TikTok video showed something floating in the open ocean. It was colorful and had a thin, flat tail behind. There were no visible features on its head, but it had long, flowing arm-like extensions. Online viewers were convinced they had seen a real mermaid until a marine expert stepped in and identified it as a blanket octopus. These creatures are rarely seen because they spend their whole life living in the open ocean, so they continue to remain another mystery of the ocean. Fish hybrid. In 2017, a fisherman shared a short clip on Twitter. It was his bizarre catch from the coast of northeast China that he couldn't explain. The creature had large eyes and whiskers around its mouth. Its upper body looked soft and glossy like a blobfish, but its lower half was covered in rough scales. Viewers were baffled until another fisherman replied with his own footage. He had caught the same fish and told them that it was an armored sea robin. They are often taken in trawl catches from deep waters and are considered trash fish. Human-faced fish. Back in 2007, a strange video from Malaysia went viral online. A group of fishermen had brought home a fish, but it didn't look normal. Its underside had what looked like a human face, with eyes and lips. The rest of its body didn't help either. It had a round belly and a long, dried-up tail that made it look even more bizarre. Locals had no idea what they were looking at. It seemed to be a hybrid, or maybe mutated by pollution. Whatever it was, no one forgot the fish. Eyeless capture. In Taihu Lake, eastern China, a man caught these purple eels. They were not large, but something about them was off. They had no visible eyes, just a smooth head with a narrow mouth full of tiny, sharp teeth. As the man tried to open its mouth using a small object, the eels reacted and tried to snatch it. They matched the description of purple goby eel, a deep, living species rarely seen. Weird shark.
Непонятный науки зверь, блядь.
In the waters of Sochi, Russia, on the coast of Black Sea, fishermen reeled in a shark. But this wasn't the kind of shark anyone expected to catch. They called it a mutant, and many wondered what had caused such a change. Pollution or something else in the sea no expert knows about? Take a look. Its nose appeared disconnected from its mouth, almost like it had been placed there separately. It had thin, needle-like teeth, giving it an unsettling appearance. And I am leaving this to you guys to decide what caused such a mutation. Sweating fish. 3 brothers in Japan caught a strange 132-pound fish that looked nothing like anything they had seen before. It had greenish silver skin, leaked a thick, slimy liquid, and gave off a strong smell, as if it was sweating. The fish had a lump on its head filled with blue fluid, and oddly tough skin. When they opened it, it was green from the inside, and some parts were even blue. But after a while, it became colorless. They cooked it, tasted it, and surprisingly, it was soft and tasty, according to them. Bizarre creature. Near Samusky in Tomsk, Russia, a group of men spotted what looked like a lifeless fish near the shore in 2017. They were curious and poked it with a stick, and the creature suddenly snapped and grabbed it with its mouth. The man began baiting it forward, trying to get a better look. Its skin was smooth and dark, with an elongated fin attached to its top. The most bizarre-looking part was its mouth, wide and creepy. Locals later claimed this same fish had bitten people before. They believed it was just a mutation, but honestly, it looked more than that. And the group believed it was some kind of failed experiment. On which side do you guys fall? One-eyed anomaly. Off Suralvo Island, a fisherman pulled up something he had never seen before. Among all the usual catches, this one stood out. A pale, smooth-skinned creature with a single eye placed right in the center of its head. At first, no one knew what to make of it. Photos went viral online, and soon others from different regions shared similar images. Turns out, it was something known, but extremely rare. A cyclops shark. This odd condition, called cyclopia, happens when a shark embryo develops only one eye. Rare as it is, sightings like these show us the strange nature of our marine life. Mysterious being.
What is that, Mom?
What?
Ma, you see this?
This crew hauled up a creature that looked straight out of a horror movie. It had a bulbous head, slimy skin, and what looked like 3 legs. The creature writhed on the boat's deck, still breathing, with a fishing line stuck in its gaping mouth. Its gill slits looked like eyes, giving it a haunting, almost watchful stare. But they were unable to identify what it was, and how it ended up like this. If any of you have seen something like this, do share your experiences in the comments below.
Holy
What
what
is-
the hell is that?
What is happening?
Legless crab. A woman walking near the shore came across a crab unlike any she had seen. It had no legs, just a round body slowly moving in the sand, looking helpless. Most would have walked past, but she didn't. She picked it up gently, looked at it all around, brought it home, and started feeding it. Over the next few days, the crab slowly regained strength. What many don't know is that crabs have a secret ability that, over time, they can regrow lost limbs. And in a few weeks, this helpless crab did not just recover. It started walking again. Creepy mutation. In the lakes of northern Ukraine, near the haunting remains of Chernobyl, fishermen caught this being that was the result of what happened in 1986. The creature had 4 eyes and 2 mouths. Its body looked like a fish, but completely mismatched, as if nature had reshuffled its parts. The men who caught it were confused, so they asked in an online fishing forum. Many believe it's the result of decades-old radiation still affecting the area's ecosystem. Whether it's mutation, deformity, or something else, everyone was shocked at what radiation can do to living beings. Deep Sea Messenger. In the coastal city of Arica, Chile, fishermen were stunned when they pulled a giant 6-meter-long oarfish from the water. Its long, ribbon-like body and silver skin gave it an eerie, otherworldly appearance. But what made people worried wasn't just the size. It was what the oarfish is believed to bring. In Japanese culture, it's called Ryugu no Tsukai, the messenger of the sea god, often linked to quakes and tsunamis. Scientists like Kiyoshi Wadatsumi and Rachel Grant believe there may be truth to that belief, as these deep-sea creatures are extremely sensitive to movements near the ocean floor. Strange catch. This man thought it was just a starfish, so he picked it up without a second thought. The creature had a star-shaped body, but its arms were long and snake-like. Its underside was covered in tiny tentacles, while the top was smooth and almost shiny. He flipped it around, stared for a moment, and gently dropped it back into the sea. But later, viewers pointed out, it wasn't a starfish at all. It was a brittle star. These delicate creatures can detach their own arms when they feel disturbed, which is why it's best to admire them from a distance. Mysterious find. Now what in the world is this? A man held a tiny creature in his palm, and its head was shaped like a snake, with smooth, scale-like skin and a pointed mouth. But just when you would call it a reptile, the tale told a different story. It looked exactly like a fish. The mix was confusing. Many thought it was something unknown, maybe a deep-sea hybrid. But after some digging, the man guessed it might be a juvenile snake eel or a clingfish. But that mystery still keeps people guessing. So, what do you think? Comment below. Flying fish. Ever seen a fish with wings? This man did, and he caught more than one. He placed the tiny creatures in a water bowl and picked up one of them in his hand. Suddenly, it spread its wings and took off right from his hand. He was shocked and confused because its body was all fish, but those wings didn't match. So, he asked people online to be certain that it was really just a flying fish. Or something else. A hybrid, a mutation, maybe even something man-made that slipped out of a lab. What do you think about it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Undiscovered fish. On a bridge over a river, 2 friends pulled up a bizarre catch when another man passing by stopped to film. What the camera captured was hard to explain. The creature was bizarre looking, and more shockingly, it had legs. Not fins that looked like legs, it had real hind legs. It didn't match any familiar fish or known animal. The shape was unnatural, which made it look mutated or some other sort of oddity no one has seen before. Murky mystery. China's become a strange hotspot lately, with more and more odd creatures being spotted. And this time, a passerby walking near a muddy river caught something unusual moving just below the surface. He stopped when he saw the ripples. Then big, bulging eyes showed up. Right after that, an oddly long mouth appeared, but the rest of its body stayed hidden in the murky water. The man was curious and a little nervous, and tried to poke it gently, hoping it would float up. But whatever it was, it slipped back down and vanished. River beast. Along the muddy banks of a river in northern Ukraine, an explorer caught a chilling sight on camera. In the shallow water, a strange reptile-like creature was lying still with its mouth packed with jagged, oversized teeth. The man was breathing heavily as he edged closer, holding a metal pole for safety. As he went near, the creature looked lifeless until the pole touched its face. In a flash, it jerked awake and vanished into the river, leaving behind only ripples. Locals believe it was just a large fish, but many online think otherwise. Some say it's a mutated species, possibly linked to the radiation fallout from the 1986 incident nearby. Moving branch. This boatman noticed something clinging to the side of his boat. At first glance, it looked like tangled sea branches, but when he picked it up, the entire thing began moving, its limbs curling and unfolding on its own. The man was startled and looked around, then gently slipped it back into the ocean. What he had found was a basket star, a deep-sea creature related to starfish. Its web-like arms, covered in tiny hooks, are made for trapping plankton. They rarely come near the surface, but when they do, even experienced boatmen can mistake them for something otherworldly crawling out of the deep. Freddy of Sea. In a small village in southern Thailand, a fisherman pulled up his net and thought he had snagged some muddy leaves. But as he looked closer, two black, pellet-like eyes stared back at him. The face looked twisted, like an angry man with sagging skin and a wide mouth. It didn't look like any fish he had ever seen. The man quickly removed it from the rest of the catch and placed it in its own basket. He rushed back to the village, hoping someone could explain what it was. But instead, people stepped back in fear, saying it looked just like Freddy Krueger, the malevolent spirit character from a horror movie. Horned pike. In Siberia, fisherman Alexei Volkov caught something out of the Irtysh River that left him stunned. They were two large pikes with actual horns on their heads. One weighed 24 pounds with 2 horns. The other was 15 pounds with 4. Locals jokingly called them underwater dragons, while some believed pollution from rocket fuel or radiation might have caused the deformities. The nearby Baikonur Cosmodrome, an aerospace company, has long been blamed for falling rocket parts contaminating the region. Still, Russian biologists dismissed the theory, saying pikes don't grow horns, even under radiation. But Volkov didn't wait for answers. He cooked the fish, ate it, and kept the horned heads in his garage as bizarre trophies from what some call Russia's radioactive river monsters. Slimy surprise. While walking along the seaside, an angler spotted something strange that had washed up near the rocks. It was black, slimy, and jelly-like. He held it in his hands and recorded it on camera. It didn't look like any sea creature he knew. The man turned it over, looked at it closely, but still had no clue. But after a simple Google search, he discovered it wasn't a creature at all. It was a mass of octopus eggs, still developing. And what looked like a formless blob turned out to be the beginning of a life. After knowing this, the angler dropped it back into the water. Inside Out.
His eyes and his stomach. Oh, look at his eyes. He's like looking at you.
These fishermen were hauling up a massive grouper and snapper off the Florida coast, but one of their catches had everyone stunned. As it surfaced, it had bulging eyes, and something even stranger happened. Its stomach came out of its mouth. It looked bizarre, even disturbing, like the fish was turning inside out. Viewers were shocked, but seasoned anglers gave a scientific explanation that it was barotrauma, which is caused by sudden pressure change when deep-sea creatures are dragged up fast. Though it had a scientific explanation, the sight still felt unnatural.
Guys, this leads me to my next point. Don't do drugs. That was what will happen to you.
Bug-eyed catch.
What did we just catch? What the heck is this thing? It's called a pomfret? Yeah. Oh my goodness, guys.
This catch wasn't part of the plan. The guys were out fishing near a boat ramp, hoping for a swordfish, but what they reeled up instead had everyone stunned. It was a palm print fish, and it didn't look like anything ordinary. Its giant bug-like eyes were bulging out of its head like it came from a cartoon, not the ocean. They gave a mixed reaction, as they were shocked, excited, and a little grossed out too. They couldn't stop staring at the eyes. Even stranger, they caught it using a random eel they picked up from a bait shop, and it shows that the weirdest catches come when you least expect them.
Bro, look at his eyes! Look at his eyes! Why is his eyes popping out of his head? Am I the only one seeing this? Look at, oh, that thing is so cool!
Unusual visitor. At a riverside, a strange creature was spotted holding a water pipe and sipping from it like a thirsty animal. Its wide mouth clamped around the pipe, and its front limbs looked oddly like hands. The man recording had no idea what he was looking at. He just knew it wasn't something you see every day. The man was curious and a little stunned, so he posted the clip online. And within minutes, his Instagram comments were flooded. It wasn't a sea monster or some unknown species. It was a manatee. Turns out, these giants sometimes wander close to shorelines and interact with freshwater sources, just like this one, treating the pipe like its personal drinking fountain. Mysterious floater.
What the actual hell is this?
In a pond, something strange was seen trying to crawl out. There was this pale maggot-like creature with a thin tail that looked oddly like a rat's. It was using a dried leaf to stay afloat, twisting and wriggling toward the edge. But just when it seemed like it might reach land, the leaf slipped away and vanished beneath the water. The creature was left alone, but kept struggling helplessly in the water. Nobody could say what it really was. Some think it might be a mutated larva. Others call it a parasite from deep underwater.
Someone tell me what this is.
Mud survivor. At first glance, it appeared to be a dried-up chunk of mud, but this man noticed something strange about it and chipped off a piece, but there was no reaction. Then he gently poured water over its mouth, and that changed everything. The creature moved its lips, blinked slowly, and came back to life. What he had found was a sucker-mouth catfish, a species known for a rare survival trick. These fish can hibernate during dry seasons by burying themselves in mud and slowing everything down. It's how they wait for rain. This one had likely been lying there for days, maybe weeks, just waiting for the water to return. Rare catch.
I wonder if they're winter. Yeah, they're so pretty though.
Off the coast of Florida, a fisherman pulled up a stunning and strange being. It was a blue fish with human-like teeth. He placed it on the edge of his boat, staring at its mouth in disbelief. For a moment, he just watched it, unsure whether it was even real. After a few seconds of confusion and curiosity, he gently slipped it back into the ocean. What he had caught was a blue parrotfish, known for its vivid color and unique teeth that help it crush coral. It wasn't dangerous, just incredibly rare to see up close. Golden fish.
这个鱼已经成精。
While walking by a lake, a man paused as something unusual caught his eye. It was a golden fish slowly swimming toward the corner of the water. But it wasn't its color that stopped him. It was the face. The fish had a shiny body, but its head resembled that of a human. Eyes, nose, and even what looked like lips appeared on its face. He recorded the moment, unsure of what he was seeing. Later, people identified it as a ghost koi carp. The human-like features weren't actual facial parts. It was the natural pattern and texture on its head. Koi, or more specifically nishiki-goi, are colored varieties of carp that are kept for decorative purposes in outdoor koi ponds or water gardens. Strange teeth. A man walking by a lake froze when he saw this unknown being beside a pole. It had a face and sharp, big teeth that looked like human teeth. The man filmed and called it a human-faced fish. The video went viral, with people unsettled by how real it looked. But the mystery didn't last long. A marine expert burst the bubble and explained that it was just a sheepshead fish. They are known for their human-like teeth. Still, for a moment, it felt like an animal that shouldn't exist. Strange catfish. You've probably seen many catfish before, but none like this. In this video, believed to be from Southeast Asia, fishermen recorded a living, swimming catfish with 2 heads. It wasn't an illusion or a trick. They were 2 full heads, side by side, each with its own mouth and eyes. This wasn't just a deformity, it was a rare case of conjoined twins that actually survived. The fish had grown to a decent size, which is also not possible for animals with such defects. Fish hybrid. Somewhere near a fishing spot, a strange creature was spotted lying by the roadside. It had the body of a fish, but a head oddly shaped like a pigeon. The man who discovered it was a fishing enthusiast, and even he was lost for words. Others nearby stopped, stared, and began snapping photos. The images quickly spread online, with people calling it a featherless seabird or a mutant hybrid. Many believe it could be the result of pollution or a rare genetic mutation, while no expert has confirmed what it really was. Big appetite. The ocean is full of odd combos, and this creature proves it well. What you are looking at is a lizardfish that is built like a torpedo with needle-like teeth. It was caught after it tried to swallow bait nearly half its size. And honestly, with a jaw like that, who can blame it? Its sharp teeth are always visible, even when its mouth is shut, giving it a fierce look. Despite its small size, it's one of those fish that will bite first, think later. Unexpected catch.
Where does that come out of? Came out of here.
While fishing out at sea, this man was hoping for a big catch, but what he pulled up looked nothing like any fish. It was a tiny, jelly-like creature, fully transparent, with a strange head that looked more alien than aquatic. It had thin, tread resembling many arms that moved in his hand while he was holding it. He called it an alien creature. And honestly, it did look like something from another world. But was it truly unknown? Or just another ocean secret we haven't fully explored? The deep sea still hides countless mysteries, and this little visitor might just be one of them. What do you say? Comment below. Sea entity. On a beach in China, a man came across this odd entity resting on the sand. At first, it looked like a bundle of dried twigs or sea plants, but when he gently moved it with a stick, the thing moved its many thin legs folded in. It was jet black and completely unfamiliar. The man had never seen anything like it before. He recorded the moment, and the other people on the beach couldn't identify it either. They guessed it might be a squid alien or a sea spider. Have you guys seen this creature before? If yes, then do drop your thoughts about it. Conjoined whales. Off the coast of Baja, California, a group of fishermen spotted something floating. At first, they thought it was just driftwood, but as they got closer, they found conjoined whale calves. Both were gray whales, about 10 feet long, much smaller than a normal newborn. They were joined from the stomach to the back, with 2 separate mouths and tails. But their blowholes were in such strange places, it's hard to imagine how they could have survived even a few moments. No mother was around. Experts believe it was a rare birth, one nature couldn't carry forward. Subscriber pick.
Oh my god. What is that? Hey guys.
Something strange had washed up along the beach shore in Japan, and the smell alone was enough to grab beachgoers' attention. The thing that washed up had long, tangled hair, a human-like upper body, and a scaled lower half that ended in a broad tail. It was unlike anything this beachgoer had seen before. The body had clearly been there for weeks, out in the open. Locals believed it looked exactly like the mermaids told in Japanese mythology. Unlike the glamorous Western mermaids, Japanese ninjo or human fish are often depicted with grotesque features, and their appearances can foretell both good and bad fortune. It might have been real, but due to high currents washed up on the beach and couldn't survive out of water.
I don't know, it's not like normal fish. It's